What's up guys, Upside Down Gaming here, back again with another video. Today I will be ranking every single score streak in Call of Duty Mobile. Hopefully you enjoy. Sadly though, I shall not be reviewing the Advanced UAV as I do not exactly own it. But if it was up to me, I'd probably put it in the third last place because it's 1200 score points, the exact same thing that the UAV can do. I shall also be recording on a couple different mics, so hopefully my voice sounds pretty similar. I have also lost my pop filter, so I shall try to get a new one as soon as possible, but until then you're going to have to listen to a bit of pops. But other than that, let's hop right into it. First up on the list today is the Dragonfire, coming in with a nice 650 points to acquire. This drone is mainly shadowed by the Hawk X3 as it only has 3 shots and it's pretty hard to hit those shots while you're using it. The Hawk X3 does have a nifty feature where you can see enemies through walls, but it isn't the best and is a bit of a buggy mess, so just be careful of that. You can also be shot while you're controlling the drone, so also be careful of that.
Back up. Target down.
Hardpoint contested.
Need back up.
Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Enemy down.
Coming in second last place is the Napalm with 1500 points to acquire. Getting one more kill would mean you can get something much higher up on this list, which is the VTOL warship. Now the Napalm is basically a Molotov cocktail but on steroids, meaning it will rain fire over anything you see on the map and is very useful for that matter. The Napalm is alright, but to really justify the 1500 gap of price is a bit much, and I would recommend something like a VTOL warship or the stealth chopper, which one is 100 cheaper, so that's only one more kill, and one is 5 kills cheaper, which in my opinion is a great price. Next up on the list is the shield turret, which is actually the cheapest score streak in the game, with only 3 kills needing to acquire this weapon. It is even cheaper than the UAV, which will come later in the video. To be honest though, the shield turret isn't exactly that much of a practical score streak, but I will have to admit it was really fun to just sit in a hardpoint and use this thing. I mean, I felt invincible, even though a simple grenade or something like a Sparrow or War Machine could easily take me out, as you see there.
UAV online. We tied for the lead. Shield turret is ready. Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed. Shield turret deployed. Keep on them. We're winning this one.
Target down.
Next on the list is the Samtar. Now this is something I would at least consider good, but to be honest, it basically only shoots things out of the sky that belong to the enemy, so a UAV or counter UAV, VTOL warship, it will just keep shooting until it's gone, which does sound really good, but considering your gun can do the exact same thing, it doesn't really justify a spot in your score streak arsenal, so I would recommend something a bit different.
Friendly nuke has been launched. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Target down.
Next up is the care package, and I know a lot of my friends swear by this score streak, and it does sound pretty good. For those of you who don't know what the care package does, it's basically a way to get a different type of score streak, and you have a chance at anything from a UAV to a VTOL warship. But to me, it does seem like a lot of waiting just for the chance at something good, because first you have to sit in the back, call it in, and then open it, and it could be something you don't even want. But if you are insistent of using this score streak, I would recommend the Engineer perk as a very good perk to go and use, as it means you can reset your care package as well as take the enemies and set a trap, meaning it will blow up in the enemy's face.
Care package inbound.
Reloading. Cover me.
Predator missile on standby. Hardpoint identified. Predator missile inbound. Hardpoint contested. Advanced UAV is ready. Advanced UAV.
Next up is the Predator Missile. Now this is a score streak I could actually recommend to a friend or someone who has just joined the Call of Duty community. Basically what it is for a 700 score streak price, you get control of a massive missile to fire on whatever enemy you like in a certain radius of the map. It basically is an instant kill for that enemy unless they manage to somehow get inside or out of the way.
Predator missile awaiting orders. Friendly Predator missile inbound. Hardpoint is ours.
Now it's time for the Hawk X3. Personally, I did used to use this as it was only one more kill than the Dragonfire and very useful because of it. You have a machine gun on a drone that is faster and can fly higher than the other one. The only thing bounding you is your ability to stay alive and the battery life, which is fairly decent. This thing is very hard to be shot at by enemy players and is very good for clearing out hard points and other objectives like in domination. I would personally recommend using this one if you like to sit at the back and snipe for clearing out objectives because it is very good. Now it's time for the Cluster Strike. If you like the Predator Missile, you're gonna love the Cluster Strike. Imagine 3 Predator Missiles continuously raining down on a selected area of the map. This basically is a kill zone for any enemy that steps inside, making it very good for protecting hardpoints and other objectives. Do be careful though, as you can die from your own cluster strike, and also be careful when selecting the area of the map, because you can be shot in the back, as you saw there. And for the price of 950, I very much recommend this class for the person who loves explosives and raining hell on the enemy. Next up is the Counter UAV. Now I know this may not be a very interesting class to look at from our perspective, but from the enemy's perspective it is quite harmful. Being able to take away their minimap and their use of their own UAVs, it is very useful for stopping the enemy from knowing where the next hardpoint or anything of that sort is. And for only 6 kills, this may be a very viable option for you and your team, as it is more of a team role to fill, but it's still very useful to your entire team, including you. Okay, I know what you're thinking, why is the VTOL warship so low? And I'll be honest with you, its price. For 16 kills it takes to get this thing, which was severely nerfed so that it only takes about 2 shots from an FHJ to kill this thing, or about a single magazine from everyone on the enemy team. And it doesn't really do too much, as you don't have free will with it, and you can also die losing your streak, and for only 4 kills more you can get the best score streak in the game, the nuke. Yes, I know this is going to make people mad, a sentry gun in front of the VTOL warship, what am I thinking? But to be honest, it is a fair bit better, being able to be used indoors at hardpoints and flags at domination. It is very useful for making sure the enemy stays out, It is also very good in things like free-for-all, as you can camp in the corner of the map sitting behind your sentry gun, piling up kills till eventually the glorious win. This score streak is not perfect though, as the sentry gun has an 8 kill price, which may be a little expensive for some of you guys. I'm not saying you're bad, I'm just saying. But it also cannot turn 360 degrees, meaning that it can be easily destroyed from behind. But as long as you are protecting it from behind, it is basically a kill feeder. Okay, now it's time for the big boy. This is basically the sentry gun on legs, being able to hop into a giant robotic suit that has an infinite ammo weapon on it, basically the death machine with armor. It is an amazing score streak to use, but its health is been quite severely nerfed and will also be targeted by sentry guns and stealth choppers, which we'll get to later. But if you're the sort of person that loves listening to music while playing this game, the Goliath has an inbuilt speaker that plays music. It is mainly death metal and hard rock music, but it's still music. But with no way to exit without pressing the self-destruct button or being blown up by some other means, this could be a not very good option for you, especially if you are nuke hunting or trying to grind a weapon, obviously. This cheap score streak right here is called the Hunter Killer Drone. This is a beautiful score streak as it basically equals the free kill. So for every 5 kills you'll get one of these, press the button and it will go lock onto someone and kill them. It is beautiful and is basically just the kamikaze pilots without actual death. I should warn you though that throwing this thing at a wall will not mean it will fly through, but instead blow up and potentially kill you in the process, so keep that in mind when using this score streak. Okay, now it's time for the stealth chopper. I honestly don't know why it's called the stealth chopper as it is pretty loud, but just imagine the Hunter Killer Drone that has an older brother basically. This thing will fly above wherever you select on the map and basically shoot at enemies from the sky. It is very weak however, being able to be taken down with 2 rockets, and is basically just a big signal to your team's location. Starting in our number 3 spot is the UAV. And if you don't know what the UAV does, basically it is a way to see the enemy's location on the minimap, and is very useful for that matter, as it gives you a clear idea of where the enemy is coming from. And for only 4 kills, this makes it the second cheapest score streak in the game, so I would highly recommend using this no matter what loadout you're using. Now imagine that you are able to take out any enemy aircraft as well as scram their controls in real life. This is the EMP system. Sadly, I do not have any actual footage for this thing as I do not own it, but I have used it enough times to know that it is very deserving of its second place. Coming in our number 1 spot is the Shock RC. You love it, you hate it. It comes at a nifty 450 price point, making it one of the cheapest in the game, and it is basically just a really annoying thing in the game. But it's beautiful for what we want it to do. It basically paralyzes enemies and they cannot move unless they spam 2 buttons on the screen. But until that point, you have free reign and can kill them to your heart's content. And that was the entire list of score streaks today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you think I misplaced any, please leave your opinion in the comments below. But remember, this is my channel and I can say and do what I like on it. But if there's any other thing you want me to rank, like the Battle Royale classes or the operator abilities, I can do that. It may take a bit of time, but it is definitely possible. But I am pretty lazy, so please expect a bit of a wait for those. And on that note guys, these videos do take a while to make, so a like would be appreciated, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.